What's going on? This is the Livonia Stevenson Blue Crew.
And this is State Champs.
Let's go!
State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner and official military branch of the MHSAA. Michigan Student Aid, Michigan's go-to resource for student financial aid. Planning for your future, because your future begins now. Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. And Smethkamp Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come visit Telegraph Road's newest Dodge and Ram truck dealer, serving Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to State Champs. We're presented by Lawrence Tech. I'm Lauren Plant. It has been an eventful weekend here in the state of Michigan. Week 9 of the football season. 5 and 3 teams doing everything they can to stay alive and live to fight for one more day. We've got a handful of matchups that lived out that very scenario. We also had league championships being decided, and we've got a pair of two of the most anticipated matches, including our main event, the Detroit Public School League title tilt between our second-ranked and fourth-ranked teams in the entire state. Cass versus King. That's all you have to say.
That's right. I'm Kiera Hay. And in other sports actions, we had Lower Peninsula State Championships up for grabs in girls golf and boys tennis. We have selected action from both, plus boys soccer playoffs have begun as well.
So join me, will you? Let's bask in the warmth under those Friday night lights. Metaphorically speaking, of course, it's football, week 9.
I'm Sean Belegian, and we begin with the KLAA title game as Belleville took on Brighton. Belleville undefeated at 8-0, and they would jump out early. Sophomore quarterback Christian Dewey Reed hooks up with Jalen Williams on the quick pass, and the junior goes in for the 37-yard score. Tigers up 12-0 after the first. The lead grew to 18, but Brighton would respond. With under 7 minutes to go in the half, Will Johns hooks up with Jackson Krause in the back of the end zone for the 13-yard score. Bulldogs trail 18-9 going into the half. Belleville would expand on its lead in the third. The Michigan State-bound Julian Barnett lining up at quarterback, and he would work his way in for the 4-yard score. It would be too much Belleville on this night, as Khalil Crawford goes up the middle untouched for the 26-yard touchdown. Belleville goes on to beat Brighton for the KLAA conference title, 32-17 the final. We head to the mid-Michigan area. Grand Blanc at 5-3, needing a win to clinch a guaranteed spot in the playoffs. They were at home to take on the Saline Hornets. Saline, looking to end the season on an 8-game winning streak, would strike first as the Temple-bound MJ Griffin slips off a few tackles and goes on in for the 24-yard score. 7-0 Hornets after the opening quarter. They would add more in the second, as the senior Joel Klemega punches it in from 5 yards out. Saline was up 21-0 as we head into the half. It was all Hornets on this night. Hayden Scott gets on the box score with the 5-yard touchdown as Saline finishes the regular season at 8-1, beating Grand Blanc 31-7, your final.
I'm Kiera Hay, and we go to volleyball. It's the Battle of Livonia as Stevenson took on their rivals from Churchill. Stevenson looking to beat Churchill for the first time in 7 years. Abigail Cleveland gets it over to Hannah Campo, and the senior comes through with the kill. Back comes Churchill later in the first game. Following a nice dig, Grace Vaith with the feed to junior Sarah Dunn, and she would finish with a big-time spike. Churchill is out to a 2-0 lead. Stevenson would come back in game 3. Abigail Cleveland gets it over to her sister Elizabeth, who sends that kill attempt in the corner. Spartans now trail 2-1. But it would be too much Churchill on this night. Vaith had 34 assists on the night, and this one to Summer Clark, who slams it home for one of her 10 kills on the contest. Churchill goes on to win in 4 games as they continue their winning ways over their rivals from Stevenson.
I'm Kevin Jerzinski, and we go to the Division III boys tennis finals. With the crazy weather we had on Saturday, this was moved indoors to the West Bloomfield Sports Club. Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook was gunning for his 4th straight state title. In number 3 singles, Nolan Sherwood in the far court was taking on Marcus Havman of Grand Rapids Christian in this semifinals match. Sherwood would go on to win this match and would later go on to take the number 3 singles title. Justin Luo in the far court for the Cranes won the 3 singles crown last year, up to 2 singles, taking on Eli Pinot of St. Clair. And Luo would go on to win his match, claiming the 2 singles title. Cranbrook would dominate the state tourney, winning 7 out of 8 flights. Lucas Bosch was the 2017 number 2 singles champ, bumping up to see if he would claim number 1 singles hardware, and he would go on to win his semifinal and final matches to get the title. We moved to 4 singles. We had Joe Krosky of Cranbrook taking on Zane Roger of Detroit Country Day. Good back and forth volley, and in the near court, it would be Krosky with a crisp backhand that Rogers returns at the net. Krosky would go on to win as Cranbrook captures its 4th straight Division III Team Tennis State title and 22nd overall. Let's take a look at who won in Divisions 1, 2, and 4. Congratulations to all our tennis state champions.
Today we'd like to talk to you about the MHSAA's Legacy Officiating Program.
The Legacy Officials program gives high school students their first taste of officiating, helping them literally earn their stripes working junior high, middle school, and sub-varsity contests. All Legacy officials have a local sponsor, a mentor, a veteran official who helps arrange games and observes and critiques their work. Legacy officials learn about the time it takes to study, practice, improve their officiating skills, and about the time commitment their adult counterparts put into their work. The program helps them better understand the rules of the game, the role of officials, and the importance of sportsmanship.
Nice job, number 12. Thanks.
It's also not a bad way for a high school kid to earn a little money. Every year, Legacy officials are honored at the MHSAA's annual Officials Awards and Alumni Banquet, where one graduating senior is awarded a modest college scholarship. Since its inception, nearly 2,000 students have taken part in the Legacy program, with between 100 and 150 participants in any given year, and we can always use more.
To learn more about the MHSAA's Legacy Officiating Program or to become a game official, visit MHSAA.com.
There's help wanted, just whistle.
If you're not checking in with StateChampsNetwork.com on a regular basis, then you can't call yourself a true high school sports fan. If you want news, we got news. If you want blogs, we got blogs. If you want football rankings, we got football rankings. If you want to vote in our contests, watch our podcasts, and see every highlight of every single State Champs show, you know where to go, StateChampsNetwork.com. State Champs has branched out to the state of Indiana now, so you can check out everything happening in the Hoosier State too. Click on the Michigan tab or the Indiana tab, and you can log on and get your fix. More football highlights, and we go to Grand Valley for girls golf state finals next on State Champs.
I want to be a dermatologist, and though a lot of universities tried to recruit me for basketball, Lawrence Tech had the science curriculum that I wanted. LTU's Southfield campus is a great place to learn, and the classes are small enough that I don't have to wait for office hours to talk to my professors. They're usually right by my side, challenging me and guiding me toward a successful future. Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
You've worked hard to raise your family and build a happy life for them. Don't let unforeseen circumstances jeopardize everything you've built. Planning for Your Future is a law firm that makes it easy and affordable to protect your family with estate planning, wills, trusts, deeds, power of attorney, minor, and elder care. The experts at Planning for Your Future will meet with you, prepare your documents, and make sure you understand what each does. So contact Planning for Your Future today to set up your free phone consultation, because your future begins now.
I ordered 2 large Howie Mauis with butter cheese crust.
Wow, you are one serious breast cancer awareness supporter.
Warrior for love, hope, and pizza. Can't seem to reach my wallet.
Flavor fanatics love us because for every pizza sold in October, a portion goes to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Now get a medium one-topping pizza for $1 when you buy a large one-topping pizza at regular menu price.
Hungry?
Howie's!
I'm Mike Erlitis. On to a crosstown matchup in the Lakes Valley Conference. South Lyon East Cougars hosting the undefeated Lions of South Lyon. We head to the second. East up a field goal and looking for another. But this one is blocked by the Lions special teams. Jake Newman picks it up and takes it down the sideline, 90 yards to the end zone, giving South Lyon the lead at the half at 7-3. Later in the third, East now with the lead at 9-7, but the Lions would quickly respond on their next drive. Junior QB Connor Fracassi on the keeper, South Lyon up 14-9 after 3. More from the Lions offense in the fourth. Fracassi connects with Ron Menard for 6 more as South Lyon holds on for the win, 20-15 over South Lyon East.
I'm Sean Belegian, and we head to the east side of the state as Richmond was at home to take on Ovid-Elsie. Richmond needing a win to clinch a spot in the playoffs. We start in the first quarter, Richmond trailing 7-0, but they would respond right here as the senior Drew Davis would take the kickoff return 85 yards to the house. They miss the PAT, and the Blue Devils trail 7-6. Ovid-Elsie at 6-2, already in the playoffs for next week, would respond as Bryce Nolan scores on the 4-yard touchdown run. The Marauders up 14-6 after the opening quarter of play. Richmond would get a big play on defense late in the half. Matt Leduc gets his helmet on the ball, causes the fumble. Logan Boyd scoops it up and takes it to the end zone. Richmond goes on to win 25-14. They go to 6-3 on the season and are heading to the playoffs next week.
I'm Kevin Trozinski, and we head to Grand Valley State for the Division IV Girls Golf State Finals, and we begin on the second hole. It would be Morgan Yates from Shepherd High School knocking in the par putt, and the Blue Jays would finish runner-up. Kalamazoo Hackett looking to win its first state title in 3 years. On the first hole, Emily Stahl had this 9-foot putt for par, and she drains it. Hackett would finish the tournament in 4th. Harbor Springs, the defending state champs, came into day 2 trailing by 3 shots to Hackett. Back to the second, and it's Jackie O'Neill with the putt for par as Harbor Springs go on to win its second straight state title. Let's take a look at who won in Divisions 1, 2, and 3 over the weekend. Congratulations to all our state champs.
This is Alan True from 24/7 Sports with this week's State Champs Recruit Report presented by Michigan Student Aid. One senior inside of the state of Michigan that recently picked up his first FBS offer is Okemos center Broderick Jordan. He was offered by the Eastern Michigan Eagles, and then behind that, Duquesne also came in and offered him as well. One junior that has steadily risen throughout the fall is Warren De La Salle offensive tackle Grant Touton. We mentioned a couple weeks ago that Toledo was the first FBS school to offer him a scholarship, and now he has his first Power 5 scholarship as the Wisconsin Badgers offered him last Saturday. Staying at Warren De La Salle, senior outside linebacker Jacob Dobbs is committed to Holy Cross, but that did not stop Michigan from offering him a preferred walk-on spot when he visited last Saturday along with Touton. Dobbs now has a decision to make as to whether or not to stay committed to Holy Cross or take the opportunity from the Wolverines. For this week's State Champs Recruit Report presented by Michigan Student Aid, I'm Alan True.
Michigan Student Aid, Michigan's go-to resource for student financial aid. Go to michigan.gov/MIStudentAid for more information.
The top 10 candidates in both our Hungry Howie's Mr. Football race and the State Champs Anvil Award will freeze next week. No one else will be able to enter the competition. The voting for both awards will end Wednesday, November 21st. We will choose our final 4 both immediately after. West Bloomfield linebacker Lance Dixon has a comfortable lead for the Anvil Award, but we've got a 3-headed dogfight for the top spot in voting for Mr. Football. We'll have an update in our Mr. Football race with Sean Belegian, plus more football and some boys soccer playoff highlights are right after this.
The ones who wake up every morning ready to take on the world. The ones who push their limits to be better than the rest. You're looking to join a team of leaders who want to be challenged. You want to be pushed to your limits. You value freedom and think you have what it takes. The ones with speed, strength, intellect, and determination. Michigan Army National Guard. we see you.
Are you stuck in your job? Getting frustrated playing the waiting game for the next opportunity to advance your career? Let Blue Chip Talent help. As an award-winning talent acquisition company, our specialty is matching candidates with careers in IT and engineering. At Blue Chip Talent, we take a laser-focused approach to reaching your career goals. We have access to jobs you won't find anywhere else to help advance your career faster and easier. Plus, we take care of you. Employees receive industry-leading benefits and competitive perks. Don't waste another minute worrying, because we are ridiculously good at advancing careers.
The importance of higher education in my family was the main goal for us. Our goal was to graduate from college debt-free, and thanks to the programs at My Student Aid, we were able to do that.
I didn't know how much we were supposed to be saving for college. Nobody was putting that money aside for me from birth or kindergarten on.
Sometimes we'll see students 2, 3, sometimes even 4 years out of high school that call in, and we can happily say, yes, you're still eligible for this program.
It's tough to improve on an original, and Snethcamp is Metro Detroit's original Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer. Lease the all-new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for only $79 a month for 24 months, or a new Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 at just $59 a month during Ram Power Days and Jeep Adventure Days at Snethcamp on Telegraph in Redford.
Snethcamp, Metro Detroit's original. Snethcamp, Snethcamp.
Sean Beligian back here. We go to the Detroit Public School League Division II championship game as Denby took on the Cody Commons. Picked things up in a scoreless second quarter. Denby driving, and it's T-Shawn Wilkes around the edge for the 7-yard score. The Tars go out to a 6-0 lead. Back comes Cody on its next possession. The junior, Alexander White, slips off a tackle and goes on in for the 7-yard score. Comets go into halftime leading 16-6. Jump ahead to the fourth now with Cody leading 16-14. Attempting to punt, but it's blocked by Adrian Brown, and he scoops it up and goes on in for the score. Denby takes the lead at 20-16. Cody has a chance to win it on the final play of the game. They run the reverse to William Gibson, but the Denby defense would come through with the big stop. Ball game. Denby hangs on to win 20-16 the final. It's the Tars' second PSL Division II title in the last 3 years.
I'm Rachel Zerby, and we go to the Upper Peninsula. The 5-3 Miners hosting the 6-2 Patriots tonight. The Patriots already punched their ticket to the playoff, a win, and Negaunee is in the postseason, but the Miners had trouble with Westwood's run game. Patriots up 8-0 early on, and it was all ground and pound. Nate Beckman runs it in from 4 yards out. For Westwood, they can throw the ball too. Beckman to Jacob Adriano for the 14-yard touchdown. Heading to the fourth now. Patriots at the 1-yard line, and Ashton Bergman punches it in for the score. Westwood has now won 5 straight as the Patriots cruise to a 44-0 win over Negaunee.
LP back with you, and let's go back to the other LP, the Lower Peninsula, for a Division I Boys Soccer District 8 semifinal. Doesn't get any better than when longtime rivals Dearborn and Dearborn Fortson meet, especially in the postseason. Pick it up, second half game tied at 2. Fortson in white would take the lead here as the junior Hamid Hamoud deposits his second of the game and his second epic Sally. He is stoked. Tractors up 3-2. But that joy wouldn't last. With under 2 minutes to go, Dearborn awarded a penalty kick following a Fortson handball in the box. There was no way the senior Adam Christ was missing this one. Season on the brink, and of course, we'd need overtime, tied at 3. Now, high school soccer, not sudden death. You play a full extra session. It was winding down until Peregrine Newbert with a ridiculous ball that finds the foot of Evan Belair, and he buries his second of the game. Pioneers up 4-3. And just to ice this Pioneer playoff cake, Dearborn with the free kick, and Newbert has a knack for scoring when he has no business doing it. 66 yards out, and pop goes the weasel. So, of course, sending home the faithful with a little something-something. Dearborn goes on to beat their rivals from Fortson 5-3 the final. Don't go anywhere. We do have one football game coming up a little later in the show. Our main event, Detroit King versus Detroit Cass Tech, the PSL final we've all been waiting for. And that kind of segues into our Hungry Howie's Mr. Football update. Sean Beligian is here, and one of the guys we want to get to as voting kind of tightens up a little bit now. But one guy who is expected to have a phenomenal career at the next level, and as a high schooler, is Darren Mangum from Cass Tech.
Yeah, what a stud this guy has turned out to be. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. This is a guy that has shown versatility everywhere on the field, but He decided to go to Colorado as his destination next year because Colorado said they want to utilize him specifically out of the backfield in a myriad of ways.
Well, another team that we're going to keep an eye on as the postseason approaches is River Rouge, and they certainly have an athlete that can make big plays.
No, boy, do they ever. This kid, Daron McKinney, is a record-setting kick and punt returner. That's already on his resume. The magician, as they call him, will be taking his talents to Northern Illinois next fall.
The vote is tightening up now in the Mr. Football race. We are coming down to the wire, folks. We've got about a week and a few days in which you can get your votes in. Mangum, Austin Brown, Sam Johnson, they're all kind of battling for the title right now of People's Champion and an automatic entry into our Final Four. So what do you need to do? Go to statechampsnetwork.com, vote, and vote often. Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University. Homecoming is always one of the best times of the year. Here at Lawrence Tech, fantastic fun like the Greek games and the big weekend concert are always must-attend events. But since athletics came back to campus 7 years ago, checking out the big games is also on everybody's to-do list. The annual homecoming men's soccer game versus Rochester College got us going, and for the first time, this contest played under the lights. The rain didn't stop the Blue Devils from blanking the Warriors 3-0. Next, it was Midnight Madness time in the Don Riddler Fieldhouse. This, the official start to the upcoming basketball season. One of the highlights of the night is Lawrence Tech's participation in Team Impact, a national organization that connects kids struggling with chronic illness to college athletic teams. And in the first round of the Team Impact Draft, LTU selected East Point's Zachary Kelmar. Zach represents the true fighting spirit that will embolden Blue Devil basketball all season. And something we haven't experienced around here in 70 years, homecoming football. It was another sold-out experience for fans as Indiana Wesleyan and Lawrence Tech went at it for 60 minutes. And although the Blue Devils did not come out on top in the end, falling 38-24, both teams left knowing a brand new rivalry was born. Get caught up on the 23 men's and women's varsity sports offered at Lawrence Tech by logging on to LTUathletics.com.
If you missed any of State Champs, you can catch rebroadcasts right here on Fox Sports Detroit. In fact, every day this week, State Champs will re-air sometime during the day or evening. So check your local guide for exact times. And don't forget to catch the Football Selection Show Sunday night at 7 p.m. to find out who is playing who in the football playoffs. Of course, we'll be all over social media helping you with that. Follow State Champs Network on Twitter and Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The main event is next, Detroit Cass Tech versus Detroit Martin Luther King. Don't go anywhere.
I love working for Stryker.
I'm genuinely excited to come to work every day.
We support each other and look out for each other.
I love Stryker because we are like a family.
At Stryker, I own my career.
There are so many different places Stryker can take me in the next 5 years.
Together, with our
customers,
we are driven
to make
healthcare better.
Great people with a strong mission and values can accomplish great things together.
I want a career in robotics and automation, so I chose Lawrence Tech for its first in Michigan robotics engineering program. LTU's brand new STEM complex has a robotics lab where we can design, build, and program robots in a creative atmosphere. And the best thing is, I haven't graduated yet, but I already have a job in my field. I know I made the right choice for my career. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your team or school can sell paper pizza certificates that can be redeemed for one medium pizza at participating locations.
Hungry Howie's makes it easy. It's just a little mini pizza box, and we make lots of money, lots of dough.
Go to doughraiser.com to learn more and sign up. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
Welcome back to State Champs. Time for our main event. Hey, when both Detroit King and Detroit Cass Tech meet on the football field, it's always a big deal. When it's for top dog in Detroit, it's like Halloween is here a week early because you know you're in for a treat. Throughout the entire season, defenses have been terrified of facing either team, Add up both teams' total points scored this season, and the number is 666. Both teams with a mind-boggling bevy of Division I recruits too, hungry for Motor City bragging rights. You can't look away when the Technicians and the Crusaders meet in the arena. Make no bones about it, the title tilt in the city as real as it gets. Cass Tech, undefeated, our number 2 team in the state. 5th time in 6 years they'd face our 4th-ranked squad, Detroit King. Only defeat this season at the hands of our number 1 Muskegon. For the first time in a long time, this game played outdoors at Renaissance High School. The Technicians came in averaging over 40 points a game, and the maestro, their quarterback, Jalen Graham. Midway through the first, who's supposed to be covering? Jevin Swanigan. That was too easy. Cass Tech took a 7-0 lead after 1. In the second, CT with the ball deep in Crusader territory. We're going to slow it down so you can witness the Mr. Football candidate, Jaron Mangum, just willing his way into the end zone. He carried 3 defensive linemen. 14-0 Cass. Following a punt fumble recovery a few minutes before the half, Cass Tech in the red zone again, this time Graham going to show off his gun. How about the grab by Kyron McKinney Harper? Unbelievably, it was 21-0 at the break. Third quarter, more of the same. This time, the Central Michigan commit Lou Nichols busting through, breaking free, 28-zip. Some of the Cass football alumni loving this kind of party. End of the third, Technicians crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Watch Nichols go back to work. On paper, this should have been so much closer. Cass Tech making a solid case they deserve to be number 1 in the state. For now, number 1 in the city once again. D1 PSL champs, 42-8 the final. Time now for the Great Clips Clip of the Week. We go back to the boys' District 8 semifinal soccer game between Dearborn and Dearborn Fortson. This free kick iced the game for Dearborn in overtime. Peregrine Newbert had a great game, but this was ridiculous. The 66-yarder up and over. Wow. Little groove for the fans as Dearborn beat their rival and moved on to the district final. The Clip of the Week is presented by Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Next week is our annual Halloween show. Lauren, I do not know what you have planned, but I know I'm probably not going to enjoy it that much.
It's going to be great. Nothing to fear, but I do promise it will be must-see TV. We'll see you next week. State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner and official military branch of the MHSAA. Michigan Student Aid, Michigan's go-to resource for student financial aid. Planning for your future, because your future begins now. Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser, your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. And Sneth Camp Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come visit Telegraph Road's newest Dodge and Ram truck dealer, serving Detroit.